Ramadan is the great month of fasting in the Islamic year. And for Muslims, it's more than a month of fasting. It has many specific special days. And with me today is Dr. Musharraf Hussain of the Karimia Institute here in Nottingham, and he's going to talk us through the various parts of the month of fasting, Ramadan.
Well, thank you, Tom. The month of Ramadan is the most spiritual time of the year for myself, certainly. And there are three very special and significant forms of worship in this. One, of course, is the fast itself. Fast means to refrain and stop from eating and drinking from dawn till dusk. From all worldly pleasures, you distance yourself, you avoid. Those things are permissible, but you say, no, I will not touch them. I will not even think about them. And to show that I am willing to accept the divine will. It's a fantastic exercise, actually, to do over 4 weeks, 30 days nearly. And then the other very important practice in this month is the reading and listening of the glorious Quran, of the divine scripture, the divine words. So you can really see that the body is fasting, the mind is being submerged, and it's in this drenched in the divine revelation, really. And then there is the spiritual retreat at the end of the month for 10 days. Now, what the spiritual retreat means is that you confine yourself in the mosque for 10 days. Women in their own chambers, in their own rooms, where they would worship, and that's all they would do for 10 days and nights. This is time of seclusion, really, of spiritual retreat. It's a great practice. So these are three very significant practices in the month of Ramadan. Now, the fasting itself has a very important moral function, I think. What I mean by that, it helps to actually develop empathy and sense of generosity. When you are hungry, you can begin to empathize with the destitute, the poor, the needy of the world, really. It's a very fascinating way of developing this sense of identifying yourself with those who are in need, really, and therefore urging you in a way that you must do something. And the way a Muslim is expected to deal with that is to give charity. So it's a way of developing this sense of charitability and generosity. And the other is, of course, it's a very spiritual exercise. You're almost doing what the angels do. The angels do not eat and drink. You're identifying yourself with that wonderful creation of God. And therefore, you're going into a spiritual realm, a state. And of course, I think psychologically it's been shown that, when your glucose is low, when you are hungry, a particular kind of mood sets in as well, which again aids in that spiritual development and spiritual mood, really. So now accompany that with the study of the scripture, which is constantly reminding you of the hereafter. It's constantly reminding you to be mindful of your Lord, of your responsibility, the fear of God, and of being righteous, of being good, of being caring towards others. And you can just imagine what impact this has. And then the last 10 days, you seclude yourself. You go into this spiritual retreat in the mosque, away from everybody, everything, and all you focus on is the divine remembrance, the study and thoughts of God, and of doing righteousness. So you can, if you were to combine all this, the month of Ramadan becomes a great spiritual feast in many ways, really. Just like, there is the material feast, physical feast. This is a spiritual feast, really.
And can you tell me what would actually happen in a community here in Nottingham during Ramadan? Can you just take us sort of
Yes.
through the 29 and a quarter days, 29 and a half days, and if you take us...
Well, you know, it's interesting that this is, as I said, one of the most spiritual time of the year, and the mosques are always, you know, full of activities in this month. You know, the 5 daily prayers are very well attended. In fact, most mosques are full, and in the evening, people come and they spend nearly hour and a half to 2 hours listening to the Quran. So we have a very special service in the evenings, every evening of Ramadan, which lasts, I say, hour and a half to 2 hours, where people stand and listen to the glorious Quran, read melodiously, beautifully by the Imam, and then people come and join in opening of the fast as well, which is again a real feast. Really, it's when everybody joins in, and so there is again throughout the Muslim world. Actually, it happens that at the time of the opening of the fast, people, you know, share their food with others. It's a great event, and last year here in Nottingham, we had it in the Old Market Square actually. And we invited our Christian friends and people of other faiths or non-faiths as well to come and share with us the opening.
And of course you use the phrase the opening of the fast, but a
right.
word that most people in English would know would be the word breakfast. And of course that is a legacy from the time when Christians fasted on a Saturday night, and then their first meal was the meal which broke the night fast. So it's interesting how there are these memories of fasting in Christianity. Fasting is not an important aspect of Christianity today, though in early Christianity, fasting, indeed 2 days a week, was a very important thing.
It's a powerful tool for spiritual development, as well as, of course, physical well-being and healthy living style. In fact, it is, you know, it is now being regarded by many dietitians world over as a way of keeping yourself healthy and, you know, for your physical well-being as well.
And I'm sure there are many Christian and Islamic teachers that could have said, we could have told you that.
That's right, yes.
Musharraf, you have actually written on this, and you can both buy the book and you can download it from your website.
That's right, yes.
Thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Tom.